opportunities ezikhoyo. Inyani eyokuba abantu abaninzi balibele kufolela ithenda. Zingasoze zifunyanwe ngabantu abayi-50. A tender is always awarded to one company, unless you go for a joint venture and it comes once in a financial year. It doesn't come all the time. But when the ANC government took a decision to establish this department as advised by NAFCOC, organized businesses, that sat down and looked at the environment that our country is in. They looked at the economy and the ongoing exclusion of those, especially in majority, the black communities. And in their own conference, where you have visionaries that are able to look ahead and see how to complement government instead of just bashing and all of that, they recognize their responsibility of advising government. And in that advice, we saw therefore the split from the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, when Ziwale department that used to be a branch under DTI. But because our own plan as government, the National Development Plan, talks to us creating 11 million jobs by 2030. It further says, I want you to listen properly. It further says, out of the 11 million jobs, 9 million must come from small businesses. And when you walk around, the only plan that they adopted said, 11 million, 9 million must come from small businesses. Didn't say from government. But then as a government, you have a responsibility to create a conducive environment for other small businesses to thrive, and then they're able to create more jobs. And then through but how much are you investing in the development of those small businesses? Because failure to invest in the development of small businesses will lead to what you came here and complained about, which the mayor said, that party business is. And the reason is not that there's no will, but because of the capabilities and the ecosystem lay cooperate with small businesses. Because we have not developed small businesses in this area to be able to produce certain things as dinga. Abantu always refer to us as the department, but I refuse, Ben. Did you also because they have to start and then when they're at medium phase, I transfer them to the oligarchs. Minister Patel, not for them to remain small as they were small. And this is what Jola, as Nobala of the governing party in this province, in your policy responsibilities, you've got to emphasize it through also your employees, the importance to prioritize the development of small businesses. Whether ikhutshwa by umasipala, provincial government or national government, including the private sector, utshone apha Mercedes Benz. Ubangabuza zingaphi ezenziwa apha Eastern Cape, or how many businesses are benefiting from Eastern Cape? Nizothi nqa nifane nami. Sithi nqa because what we have instilled ebantwini bethu is tenderpreneurs. And really it is that there's no tender that grows the economy. And because they never grow the economy. Yes, then access to capital. But it depends, how do you reinvest in the business to co-create whatever that you're gonna need in your ecosystem. I said CSF Vuyajola when we were invited here, and the only thing is the concept that has been adopted here. Not only men decided to be inspired, there's a need. I have this car that needs to be serviced and everything that it requires, and there's this person who's offering the service. Therefore, when we join hands together, we can be able to do more, utilizing whatever expertise that we have, including the network. You expanded to the taxi and bus industry. And this looks at the entire ecosystem, which is what we mainly miss as businesses. Sibona nje thubelinye elincinci lokwenza apha. Asijongi in terms of the market ukuthi oh okay ngoba ke ngoku senze wheel alignment and whatever, but amatara azokwenziwaphi? Ngoba xa beze apha bazawutyaphi because bayalinda abantu. So the concept is what had inspired us, that it looked at the entire value chain. Ukuthi xa ungenile apha ungenile and just not fun mama uyandichazela. Xa ungenile imali yakho you spend here, but it looks at creating more opportunities for the different expertise. Uzoba no mechanic, uzoba ne engineer, uzoba ne accountant, uzoba nabantu baku hospitality industry, uzoba nama farmer because ibutchery need inyama. You're going to have girls and boys, women and men, abenzi spice for inyama mayithengiswe pha, abenzi dombolo. An ecosystem ethi asozuqhubekeka kurhulumente okanye kubantu banazasiqeshe because people eat daily. People already have cars and the cars must be serviced zenziwe zonke ezi zinto. And this is the kind of thinking that we need if we are to change and challenge the status quo. Now, I normally tell people that labo that bafika phambi kwethu bayidlala indima yabo never kuthiwa co-minister banjengathi. We never went to exile. That's the reality. But there are people who sacrificed. They left a luxury that they could have afforded. That led people to freedom that could have opted into but join the families as you do. But they were not selfish like me and you. They utilized their knowledge that they acquired through the education system. Because in your or that God has blessed them with, into bakwazi analyze the system ukubanga abantu babo bayagcinezelo kuthiwa asifunda nibona petani uyangcolisa nini phuma ne South Africa mhlawumbe eTanzania kuthiwe yibona nina hluka sabafazi namadoda faka ipass law and all the other things that were used to discriminate against abantu bethu, including umthetho umhlaba, zonke kwakupasa umthetho zonke yayingumthetho uzawubanjwa into obuhambe ebusuku wenze le uphethe isibhamu wenza ngale and all of those. And because they were men and women of vision, they knew for them to challenge the status quo funeka bawazi umthetho because awunolwa into ongayazi funeka bawazi umthetho. They went to school bayofunda umthetho. When they married, they did not marry nje because unehips okanye namehlo amahle. They looked at the value add like our grandparents would do when they identify a wife that must bear children and carry the name Yaloms. Baba Jonga Bafuno Tishala because they knew Glom Zabalazo at some point if they're going to take over government, they then recognize again that because bazawushiya babo bahambe babhaqe depression and other things affect abanye bazobulawela amadoda abantwana abafazi ezingumzabalazo kwizinto zawo. They then recognize that ziyafuneka social workers and nurses, and this is the vision that they had, and ours is different today in terms of the challenge. Nkosikazi asizujongana nemicelimingeni that abotata uMandela noma uCharlotte Maxeke ababejongene nayo. Our two is to deliver economic freedom down. And as we delivery economic freedom singanazo uqoqosho lenziwa yintoni. Ukuba ngaba sawuhlala sicinga uhulumende akaqesha abantu bonke hayi. Uba sicinga sawuhlala sithi sizoba happy ngoba wonke umuntu makafumana indodla sile xa kusithiwa maske sijonge ezinye izinto. Ukuba ngaba sacinga uhulumende uzawunika indodla osomashishini. It requires us to understand ubume beqoqosho belizwe lethu, what is it that we have as uMzantsi Africa, and then the ecosystem sisebenza kuyo siMzantsi Africa, who do we trade with, and what is the value that we bring to the trade platform. Sigqibe ke ngoku sijonge into yokuba yintoni esinoyenza. Hey, siyatya mana Reeeston ke siyaxhela sifuyile awuyondoda besibaya sakho asifumanga pha and iphele lapha amadoda aqhayisa ngezibaya ezifuyile abantwana bayalamba endlini. Sinomhlaba omninzi uyalanjwa abanye ukulinywa nolinywa umhlaba pha xa sekulinywa umbona obomvu umuntu wonke kulinywa amathanga nebhotyi. But how do we look at the ecosystem that every day you wake up and go and buy food? Why can't we invest in that we spend on, no matter how poor we are? Kuthiwa apha eMonti andimthanda uKFC, ndinabe chips ezifryiwe. How many of you abasupply itapile to those shops? And now, Buffalo City, in your own LED strategies, the spatial planning, CP indawo ethi apha njengoba sinalo umhlaba kamasipala sizawushiya lona for small businesses, because they will never afford to pay all the rates that we want to pay. But you recognize that these small businesses have a critical role to play in shaping the economy of the area. Ngokuba kusithiwa ngoku uzakwenza iziphulelo kwi-rates nentondoni, but if you set aside indawo apho bakhona abantu abathanda igqitha bazibiza ngono-business kodwa baqeqetsha bakhona. Alright, you create something like that, the small business eco center or zone. At least you exempt them from certain things or you give them discounts. But most importantly, in your own bylaws, planikeza umhlaba we-malls, ngoba ziyathanda i-malls apha. Yabona nje masizolontsha le nto, andizigothoka phinde wovulwe enye enkulu ngaphaya, singakazi ilandelelele yabantu abaziqaleleyo ama-hidden tonto. But in our own plans, how do we make sure Sodolopo, including with the participation of entrepreneurs in this area? Because as you are going to the IDP, I'm not sure how many entrepreneurs will be there. Because they also believe that they're immune from policy development until it affects them. Now, going back to Indo Umhlaba and all of that, we're able to say, Siyanika Umhlaba Hemingways. But reserve at least 150 square meters for small businesses. If you go to malls, I don't know why kunabafana bahlala egunjaneni elincinci nemitshini nesuit nematerial ufika ukhethe wenzelwe isuit etailored ngoba lapha man babone kodwa understand impahla zabo right bangaba abantu abathungayo bahlala you don't go to them, no? But nifuna uyapha imona. Now you are given an opportunity to say no ukuba unguWoolworths noma unguZara and the funny stores that we have in the malls. Sizakwenza u-30% umthathe from our own people here. And when you do that, you partner with CEDA and CIFA. CEDA, that's why CEDA has that responsibility to provide business development support to small businesses. Because bayazenzela niyabaqokelela kusodolophu niyadibana nabanye abantu bahamba bayotrainwa kukwimali ze-training lorhulumente ezininzi ziyajika zispend umphathisa unzima xakene nento niyabatrayina pha babe perfect beze sida bancediswe nge-business development support because ungakwazi ukuthi ungayithungisa omashishini loo nto. On top of that, siyabathatha sibasa kwezinye countries ezikwazi ukuthi unga-Turkey and others bafundiswe i-pattern ezinithanda ungena ezasuthi zinhle banithanda ungena nizithenga. But having them from your own people, and when that happens, the economy thrives. Because imali yeni iyajikeleza njengoba bebhasi neteksi befuna ijikeleza apha.
Okay.
Imali njalo. Nonobhasi usibabuza insurance yabo yezemoto ba yeah. But ngenye imini zobabuza because it's about ensuring that imali yethu esiyispendayo sispenda where it matters. We will never grow the economy, Jola. Ukuba ngaba siyaqhubeleka in our trade laws allowing people to come and replace every product that we have. The taxi industry that we're talking about is often referred to as the informal economy. The informal economy on its own contributes 300 billion rands to the GDP every year in this country. That's money unaccounted for. Ngubani lo benefita kuthengwa kuyi-taxi every day wenza amavili ne-petrol ne-insurance and everything including othengisela abantu baserenkini.
Yes.
How many of you that are in the farming industry aba-provider inyama ethengiswe butchery ne-spices? Now this is what you must think about. As you're going to go home, have your nice lunch, it's a Sunday. That you have created. It is not something that requires you to go beyobase water bag, bene mines and and people need food. Tiger Brand, Pioneer Foods, which are the biggest companies, they are complaining. Every time they come and make a presentation, because they can't tell Eastern Cape Nina. Then one and I was in the party minister of what logistics is a nightmare in the Eastern Cape. Roads are a nightmare in the Eastern Cape. Government response is a nightmare in the Eastern Cape. Hakuna processing. Umhlaba ukhona bangenza yonke into singapartnerisha siye no-agriculture nawe emphathiso kwezindawo but abantu bapha uyithi enye indoda imhlophe ingamani ntshwela belo ukhona amalungu abesebenza kahle ithi ndazama minister ukuza ndathi ndine-partnership no-Woolworths ndingumlungu ndazama ukuzoncenga eMonti into yoba ndizawuza ne-mobile abattoir because amongst the things ezinqabileyo zii-abattoirs in our areas. Usasizawuza nayo siyabacenga mani abatata abaneegusha zabo ezi-100 ne-300 nenkomo eziyi-50 khanikhe ndivume ngonyaka ndizawuthengisa u-10%. Simthathe sizomfaka endaweni enye akhuliswele kuye so that azoba yile nto uLwethu samfana kuyo noSibani nobani. Yho kwacaba singehla isidima sofaka ke ngoku ucutha igusha zami zihle sabaleka ndiba bahlubeka ngabantwana bofaka ndizama ukuthi ndiyafuna siyenze lento siyenzayo inhle but ingaba inhle kakhulu when we can add the commercial value into it because we are spending anyway on those things. Now kuthiwa utata anikunyanaga amane yontekisa bese esikolweni nakwazi and that's how business is instilled. Ayonto ofundelwe esikolweni. It's how we grow abantwana bethu bakhule beyazi ukuyivaluisha lento ibondlayo. Kunabantu abadla ngothi abana democracy ezindlini zabo. My daughter wanted to be a journalist. Excuse apologies to all journalists that are here. I'm glad sezibhadale loo nto. Uzuthi xa ufuna ngoba uyayithanda ukuthi wena xa sowusebenza uhambe uyozibhadalela oba yi-journalist ngoba nami ndamuzokhontolwa yi-editor ndiyayazi uba ufana nam uzofuna uba ngulunguye bhetele sokuthi xa sowuyosebenza lo uzayifuna uba ufuna uyosebenza okanye uyosebenza uzivulele ikampani yakho uqeshe i-journalist ke uzilawule. It's about the ecosystem, what we teach abantwana bethu ezindlela sibafundisa into yoba yabona le taxi imayine lapha kowenu njengemayine lapha wonke umuntu olapha yenza into yoba naxa yofunda it's important that we professionalize the taxi industry. Izawunida into yoba makugalelwe i-diesel or petrol, izawunida uba makwenziwe i-mat and everything ngobani abenza ii-mat zeeteksi sizithengayo. Or we keep on feeding the beast isimane sisithi white monopoly capital kaloku thina wakubhetelela rhulumente wokuqala lo mathanzi mababesenzela thina kodwa you're not doing anything now to instill that culture. That's why sivumelene ngento yokuba on the programs that we have in the department nathi asike singabe sijujisana ngeloan. Singabantu abathi xa becinga ngebusiness into yokuqala sicinga yiloan, of course asingusasa, asingobantu begrants. Start bakhona abathile abakwizinga elithile that purely need financial support because they want to expand their businesses. It's well and good. Sibanike imali lapho. But kukhona laba baqalileyo bancinci abafuna nje izixhobo zokukhuliswa ibusiness yabo izokwazi ukwenza. Bangaba siyaphuhlisa, we have a responsibility towards that. SEDA as it stands, nimvile usihlalo weNAVCOG ungamxwayile sithi obantu bebe supportiwe yiSEDA. We do offer a scheme. It's the Technology Transfer Assistance Program. Ihambi yotsho ku-1.2 million. They buy equipment, but of course they're gonna come and do everything they have to do because this is taxpayers' money. Mangana tax certificate as keys at that level because ubasithatha imali abarhafi funeka siyinika abantu abaregistered. And other South Africa sithethile naye neSARS osomashishini abasakhulayo abakwazi uzimela zonke izinto nezifunayo. Khanike nihlise but siya recognize ngoba kufuneka i-license obligations and zimithwe and nabo basixelela nalento ibangela into yoba every year funeka niyo-aplayela i-annual tax return. Yes, the tax clearance certificate. But mphathiswa ibhizinesi iyakwazi ukufonyishwa iphela unyaka ungekapheli. Laa nto isincedisa ngokuyazi ngobani abasebhizinesini because besithi khanyazi beyi 3 years man for osomashishini abancinci but kwacaba inokwenzeka futhi ndayi-understand on your behalf. But sathi masivumelane ke ngoku into yokuba makube ne-incentives ezithile mabazinikho, which is what they are working on now. It is important that we professionalize our business. Sikhuphe the credit guarantees that yayikhutshiwe ngelaa xesha le-COVID 500 billion, everybody angry that iye kwi-businesses ezinkulu nezimhlophe ezimnyama zifumana yazazifumana ngenxaba azina-tax clearance certificate, yazazifumana ngenxaba azina-UIF compliance. And these are the things that we miss. That's why ngiqala ngokuthi laba that came before us, they studied the system. And in studying the system, baqonda siyofunda lo mthetho masiyazi izinto ezifunekayo. Sizozenza sibone uba sawuthi just by talent. And this is what I appeal to entrepreneurs of today to do. We said reduce our cost towards compliance because indeed it is really ridiculous. That's why in DTC meter and the SARS meter and labor, we're meeting everyone who matters in the ecosystem here compliance to reduce the value. But funeka formalize so that we don't therefore miss out on the interventions that are made. Treasury, yes, and the tax, yes, and some tax incentives, our people could not benefit because they don't mean that. There are returns, there are benefits when you are registered with tax. Sivumelene that sawuphuma senza ubhazalala sizawupartnerisha nani to do tax education and the benefits, especially for small businesses. Because it is only then you're able to access certain incentives that government brings. Now, I said SEDA provides about 1.2. We're going to be introducing a new model this financial year, which funds up to 250,000 for certain categories. They are looking at those, but we look at your turnover, so if you don't meet, like for example, the TTA, basically, the company gets more than 10 million. As an annual turnover. Now we are trying to restructure those things because there are businesses who are fairly making 15 million, but it's not much because the business is not generating lots of income, just like Basis John again. So we are segmentizing all those programs that we have to talk to an ordinary hawker at taxi rank and also talk to a mining guru or a construction company that is it most intense again. Pay up 200 million you turnover yakho. Once you are above that, we transfer you. But all of them must find expression in the products. Then there's this one that is called TRAP. It is done under CIFA. It's one of the interventions that we provide. It's Township and Rural Enterprise Program. Akuspendwa ke kulaman. Imali ekhoyo ukusupporta osomashishini basemakhaya nasezilokishini. Ilistile phazonke isaluni butchery and. Akuspendwa kula mali. bendiyocela uxolo treasury ize ndithi kufuneka siyithathe enye ke ngoku siyisesida siyifake ngolhlobo ndithi sisegmentize these interventions and then laba sebethe dlundlu sibafake ngapha bakwazi uboleka imali. It goes up to 1 million rand. It's a blended finance, as I said, between grant and loan. And it is interventions like these ones that we believe can benefit from TRAP. We have the small manufacturing enterprise scheme that looks at people who want to manufacture, especially in the auto industry. And it goes up to 15 million rands. 30% of that is a grant, 70% is a loan, as you say. But we give you the grant, when in business it take off immediately. So you should be able to pay for certain things like 30%. And then we give you 6 months a payment holiday. Where in the last 6 months we are going to restructure business, and then after 6 months you pay back what you're supposed to pay to us. Of course, we don't charge ridiculously. Our interest goes up to 5%, which is something that we don't get. But for those that need imali pays with 15 million rands, we have partnership with IDC, just like if you go to a bank, you can go and apply if they go approve it, because we undertake all the processes. That's why Nicolas and the city is strict. It's strict because because Uba CMA city, we can provide a credit guarantee on your behalf. Because bayazazi processes zethu ziyajongisisa into obuzakwazi nokubuyisa imali ekufuneka bekuboleke yona. But bakunika lula uba ngabasiko approve. Yo lento city, we have to enhance our business development support. Asuzuba no so much about grade what people in the construction sector. Abiza laba bakulu. Ama grade 8, ama grade 9, mangapha bayisenke. Indlela zalapha nentoni zalapha, they require those even buildings. Yonke leminyaka bephethe abangaba producer no contract abakula level. All right, now this is why the ANC government takes this decision to say, asinyanzeleka, we cannot be happy that in 5 years we've spent 10.6 billion a year and then we have not managed to develop our businesses to go to an upper category. That's why it always is to develop. And this is what Jola, our government, must invest in. We've got to pay for the developmental dividend. We owe it to our... I can't know business who grade 8. Who grade 8 because one was supported. Just like the procurement system. As the cities you're the cheapest. It's cheaper because you can produce at scale. And for people, Abakala, you can't produce at scale, they can't be cheaper because they've not been given startup support. And now we are trying to address those, and you call upon yourselves. We are going yabona lapha sikwele isixhosa ibhasi ngabe siyothenga imaterial ngale nesishweshwe kwezinye indawo bani bakhwele babheke eChina uthi wenzani na hayi ndithathe noma isingcwayito wenzani isingcwayito hayi ku business wenza yathengarisha uyibona business. I said it's a component of business, but business who wake up every day on taxi buy. That's business, they own those taxes. They make the money for themselves, except that ecosystem. The people who sell food as Venglain, all those that challenge on the ecosystem, those are the people that make the economy to grow. They are the ones that and any economy can never grow. We need people to co-create. Economy. I'm happy. I'm a China as the up and rise. I'm a ayizophelela apho nathi sifuna abantu bethu siyazibabaza kwenza leke ukuze kwenza uright kufuna kantoni but okay lesinokwazi uyenza abantu bethu bazawuyenza because it is only then that will be able to change the state of our economy. So I have Sifi here, I have Cedar here, and their provincial managers could not come. They submitted apologies, but we have their representatives. I do hope, but Parliament said, Now the developmental aspect of your job says you rely on a business plan. Because the business plan is the product of an accountant that is smart. And also they identified a gap in the market. I see no reason that you can support this. It is your responsibility to come back here, check what is it that is required in line with your developmental agenda that must drive the township ecosystem. And then they are your favor, lady, spend so it's a good thing on can be when down in the scout. Benzum says, process, no process happening to Minister Nezum Sevens when but to look at what value add can we bring in order to push this lendo say which is what our people need. But they just need us to hold their hands in a manner that they need. Same applies to all of you that are here. I was successful being motors and his title and sequels in the Nasus Bisa. Man, just send the stars out, just think, man, come to job. Reeeston and Jemic. Man, if I said I have really alignment in Yama, I says this as relation. This is how we grow the economy. That you support each other when you functions. The other people do it. They know nothing in stock for some Galil bias names of Mapa, Marabane Bushar bias, Basotel, my family Moban. That's all we need to do to make sure that immediately and become better people. Yes, the energy crisis is another crisis that we're looking at, and the Minister of Electricity is really trying his best. They're going to make an announcement. We've got great plans to deal with that. But as if we need drive consumption again for small businesses, we want small businesses to create some of or bring some solutions. I want to see useless last day. And beauty contest. When they're done, real entrepreneurs to bring innovations that we must test in solving the country's problems. Not about why I can take a generate. Generate. I take a soul, names and any solar. Yes, it's interventions that are there, we must invest in them. But I'm trying to encourage Nani, bring your own solutions so that we can take that invest city solution. And then that's only when history is made, and that's when icons and revolutionaries, if you want to, are recognized. The role that you played when the country was in a dilemma, what solution did you bring? I therefore call upon all of you to join us, the economic freedom to our people, the real economic freedom, not the chanting of slogans, but the economic freedom that says, let us leave a legacy for the next generations, just like those that came before us. Let us make sure that we turn things around in our country in terms of growing our economy, but most importantly, let's support each other. Let's be proudly SA and support black products. Thank you, Program Director.
Inkosi Minister, inkosi siya awusiphathelanga nje ndawulungisa imoto nika namacebo siyayazi ngoba wethu get money sitaphazi mfondini ubona inyikokele bangeve ngani awethu xa izime ihle bangeve ikwa mhlobo onmonelayo qha uyibona noyithethe uba i-leadership ayisulele bindisulele Ex Sport Minister, there was a mouthful. Sinomeka apha bebethe kwasekuqaleni baleqoko ngendawo. Ndicela sibe bukhawulezisa ke uyapha phambili. Sawubiza wena phasha uzosenzela yes, uzosenzela i-post ngespeed, and then after that sifuna umuntu ozasibulela, and then sivale ke.
It's like it's laughing.
No,
was the program director.
Oh, sure. No, that's fine.
Mhlawumbe once uphathwa iglasi ngiyazi bona kumele lonje. Yobo. Thank you very much. Inkosi Mphathi Nkqubo ndizibuyisele ingakumbi kwi-founders ze-Reeeston and Jemic Motors. Umfundisi wethu nangona sesishile. Traditional and political leadership, starting from national, we province, the local, business sector, especially auto sector and transport sector. Abahlali bam base-Reeeston bonke ngokubanzi manenekazi namanene. Allow me to say all protocol observed. Kubalulekile xa se abantu abakhulu bethethe ngolu hlobo phambi kwethu sivuyisana nezi-founders, sivuyisana nabahlali base-Reeeston because they are the first one to get advantage kule nto. Sizawucela ke sivule ezi bhotile zethu njengoba siphethe iglasi zethu sonke, not that sinazo namanzi ayasetyenziswa for utoast oneglasi. Okay, sizawuba nemaqhasho amathathu. Ne?
As I raise my glass, sicela sitoaste to the day this was conceptualized. Cheers. Okwesibini, as I raise my glass, celebrate OurNews grand opening of Reeeston and Jemic Motors, as it's going to contribute to MEC and everybody else has said, Minister, sorry, that e-transport boosts a lot to the economy. Ingakumbi thina bantu abalapha. Economy is boosted in all respect by transport. Cheers to that. To the future of this Jemic and Reeeston Motors, as we continue to support it. Cheers. Thank you in support.
You know, we're good.
Creative toast ethetha ke into sikuyo andiyazi uyaphi ke umntwana siyangathi ekugqibeleni ke ngoku sizawubiza udola andiyazi uyaphi umntu ozasibulela nangu ufumanekile cela soleni ke madoda sesigqibile ngoku asinawubhoxana xa sesiyeka. Over to you, John.
There was a call. Zawumake nabe kunokuyo ngabanye abantu. Expect manje ngapha ngoku. Mathatha ithuba eli. Lokuqala. Ngomo abantu abafuza
andazi emotion kuwento benithule apha ngoba kuthina abanye abantu sakungothi unike nethenda siyawenza abantu ukuthi usebenze
okay yebasa kakhulu ngelithuba asinithanda ithuba loba basimbulele oqala ngoba baniyeke into zomzonke nazilapho ayikho ncinci loo nto leyo usiya udirector bamasenze le business up until they warmed up into it aba bantu sinabo kwipolitiki basiyedlula kwipolitiki lukanduva nje lokuba basiseve abantu okuba basibe kwi-political offices. The real life is outside politics. People are struggling. Politics are just a platform to alleviate their own problems. That's why people support political organizations. It's because they believe political organizations is a platform to alleviate their own problems. We have got a collective responsibility as a society as individuals to support each other in an endeavor to resolve endemic problems besetting our society. Part of that particular challenge is to grow our wealth capabilities. I've now seen with politics today. Then I will go even the insurance, I will go the pension. Now, that responsibility, I can't throw it to a conversation because we are together in the ANC. It is my own responsibility to look after my own well-being. That's why such an opportunities must be created by men and women of stature. Thanks very much for attending this particular event. Upash, I'm invited up. Oh, the city is in provide a bus at a small cost. I you know, I got the money motor, their buses are. What the Mama that's why the guy wouldn't return chairs. Yeah. I know occasion of the ordinary. You are not of small business. You are not part of the ordinary. But we are trying to challenge to and everybody. It takes industry, bus industry, fashion. Yes, and we have up. But hey, but bus up, so service were up, lungs were up, and so on. You need that. No Kane problem ya matayara. Nizo kulungisa amatayara apho. Ninga ikwindawo engaziba ngoba ngobani i-directors zabo. We must make a relationship between where we buy to and the people that are owning that institute. Silapho ngoku manda wethu. So sifuna unimemela kulo msebenzi. Zinibulele kakhulu. Mina siyajabula kakhulu. Siyabula nomfowethu ubaba uthe la manene amabili bowaphakamisile azabuyele apha. Azojonga ba yephi na into abanokuyenza ukuyisupporta. Enyanisweni because we have been talking about the conflict of interest. Because abantu abakwi high political offices kuthiwa bayi political risk.
Yeah.
Political exposed people. Now, implications is a political exposed person is that we can't do business openly with government in particular. We can't do it. Or alternatively, the opportunities to do business with government are limited. And in fact, that's why we took an initiative. You are government free, but you are talking about other opportunities as the Wazua exploiter. Thanks very much for that. And what's a full mama who's quite young about way Malenya to Namka and further mobilize business. We will need that 1,000 black businesses to come here. We wish also that we can go to them to get some of the services that we need. Both engineering and body works. But sipanga semva kuyolungiswa amathanga azawuthengiswa alungiswe agavuleyo atshintshwe apha ngasemva. Phaa kwelaa cala kuzawuhlanjwa iimoto. Emva kokuba kuhlanjwe iimoto abafuna inyama bazakwazi ukuyithenga inyama phaya sibe sesibabhrayela kushisa nyama phaya. So that is the ecosystem that Comrade Stella was speaking about when she was speaking. So siyafuna ke unimemela into yokuba nibe inxalenye yethu ayondlela izabalula kodwa indlela efuneke yanziwe amanene namanenekazi elilizwe ukulungisa ingxaki zelilizwe ingakumbi okubaba ingxaki esinazo kukungabi nanto. Okwesibini kubaba amathuba emisebenzi abe kunqaba. Sawuyenza ke nemfobe ubaba abafuna amathuba e-training sikwazi ukubanika lo mathuba e-training. Ikhona enye into esidibasa nosiya lento ekuthiwa i-boxing. Kude asicina into kwapasa kuye ngenye imini sivula nje small academy for amateur boxers. Sikwazi ukufumana nje indawo etrainwa sibasupporte. Maybe in the long run, but we'll be able to do those ambitions only due to your own support. School get down sebenza kwenye prime time yabona manini namaninazi mthasa ivela londo leyo. Because abantu basemthatha are very critical. Oba kunengxaki yevili prime time driver uzokulenza apho. Yeah. Ubani akwazi ukudrive apha mthatha nizenje parking up. Inonenzime ukuba amavili abephele amadonsa kwenza amavili pha umuka eThobi ngosiya hayi monti uzokukhangela nento ezinyimntu ezimandi apha ke ulwazi luninzi apha indawo zolala zininzi apha unqongqothekisa neenkukhu pha efama nehagu abantu besabonda wenza i-14,000 rand leveki pheleyo akatyeba nguyanuke. Mama, what we are going to do? You know, send an ewangoza. Take it out, fire, kuwe. You go and tell the other partners get butchery. That was take it. After we butchery and it's just anya. So, kalama zuke. Kebule la kapulu beta man mo. What you have been telling? Who better? Pepe, who we needed light moments in our lives. Thank you very much.
Because the bad border was enkosi itshola ngalo mazi alithande lize landisa unqonqo le-14,000 ayithanda uyithobile sabuthi 3,000 siya ekuvaleni ke ngoku nomnye into endimzameleyo kule program sheni naye ndaqoba mandim makafumane noba yile nje sujonga kude emfondini athi akanangafumani ukhona noko yitshomi yethu lo yinto enathi phakathi samfaka kule ndawo ye-closing prayer sizawucela wena ke kwana uzasivalela umthandazo.
Nkosi phela umthandazo kufika neremote kayithele simasithi mute kuthena le 5 months sayiphendulayo hayi no akho nto izawulibazisa kugqityiwe zacela nje sime ngenyawo sicule nje ivesimele lizale sidinga lakho